Hey YouTube, Jason Ramos here with Day Trading Fearless, and we have another tips and tricks for your trading. So today we're going to talk about trading chart patterns, okay? We're going to be doing a whole series of these, so you'll see a bunch of more videos coming out. But today we're going to focus especially on trading horizontal channels, okay? And I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks of what to look for when you're trading them so you can actually make money and hopefully be able to get better entries and also better exits, and then also be able to identify how these trading channels work, where to enter them, kind of be able to spot them out, okay? On any chart, a chart is a chart, so it doesn't matter what markets you trade. If you're trading Forex, binary options, futures, stocks, options, anything like that. But if you do trade options, channels are actually really good because you could sell puts or sell calls above or below. You could buy calls or puts if you want, or do bull call spreads, things like that. So let's get into it. Today again is horizontal channels, and let's get to the chart. Okay, good. So let's look at a couple stocks and let's try and find a channel. Okay, so the first stock that I have is the SPYs, SPY. Okay, I'm on a 15-minute, 20-day chart. So as you can see over here, we actually have somewhat of a nice channel, right? So if we were able to just grab a price level like this, and then we could pull one straight down here. Okay, we actually have somewhat of a decent channel, right? Now, here's one of the problems with this channel that's actually happening right now that I personally don't like, is it's more of an upward trend, right? If we actually just drew a trend line like this, if anything, this is more of a potential rising channel, okay? What we're looking for are horizontal channels. So this channel would not work. The reason I'm showing you this is to kind of help you identify what type of channels to look for and also the ways to look for these channels, okay? So let's erase all this. And let's check out another stock. Let's look at, we'll say Apple. Okay. Now, Apple is a whole different story, right? Here is a very clean channel that's happening right now. So if I actually come over here and we see we have a high, right? We can even use this high, okay, right here. And then we could use this low right here. Well, what you see is this price is coming down. Okay, you see support level, right? We have a resistance level. Price falls back down, breaches this level, right? But let's say this is where we have it, because now we have a couple pivots, right? 1, 2, 3 pivots, right? And when I say pivot, I'm talking about a place to actually draw our sideways channel. So let's kind of take a look at this. So price rallies, okay? We come back up to this upper end, it stalls, and then we roll back over, right? So now price comes back down to these levels. As you could see, this level came actually right back down to this prior low, okay? And price actually bounced from there. And currently we're in the middle of a channel. So how do we trade this to be successful? Well, if we're moving forward, we'll say, okay, and let's move this over. We want to wait for price to either get up here or get down here, okay? These are going to be our entries. We need to be patient. Maybe it takes a couple days. whatever, but we have to be patient, because what we want is, if price does come down here, okay, we want to look to be a buyer down at these levels. The reason for that is as price rallies, okay, as price comes down to this level down here, we know we only have a little bit of risk, but a lot of potential reward, right? So we're looking at maybe a point to 2 points worth of risk, but the reward could be about 6 or 7 points, okay? And the same goes if price was to actually rally higher from here, right? So if price actually rallied up, we would just look to short here, okay? We know this is our risk, maybe about a point to 2 points worth of risk. But on the downside, we have about 5 to 7 points worth of reward. Now, this is why we give ourselves about a point or two. You don't put your stop exactly or 1 or 2 cents above the prior high. Sometimes you want to give it a little wiggle room, okay, to be kind of on the safe side, right? So you don't keep getting stopped out of these, because price is not always perfect, right? So as you can see here, we rallied about 50 cents higher and then came back down and rolled all the way over. How mad would you have been if you put your stop maybe 1 or 2 cents above this high? It stops you out, and then it kind of goes all the way down, right? So sometimes you just want to put on that little bit of risk, okay? So these are the ways I look for channels. These are the ways that hopefully this will help you, is a tip and trick of how you are able to start to look for channels, identify them, and then also trade them. One last thing, if you trade options, right, as price comes down, maybe you look to sell the 152 option, right? So you still have some room, okay? But you know, maybe you could collect we'll say $1 or $2 over the next couple weeks, right? So you actually could have about a 5-point buffer before you would actually lose money on this trade. And the same thing goes up here, right? Or you can look to buy a bull call spread, something like that. So I hope that kind of helps. Okay. And so I'm back here with you guys, and I just, like I said, I hope that helps you guys to be able to train your eyes of how to read channels, what to look for, and also remember, give it some room. We're not using a fine tip pen when we make these trades. Sometimes you want to use a bigger, kind of like a big marker, right? So when you draw a marker, it's kind of giving you a little wider zone. Okay, so you don't keep getting stopped out on these trades and you're trying to nail the exact, because this was a perfect example of a great channel, but sometimes price will pop its head up and then roll back over and then go back down. So until next time, thank you for joining us. Next time we're going to keep talking about chart patterns. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment. And until next time, we'll see you later.